everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to another reef tank update. This is going to be a 5-month update on the Red Sea Reefer 350 that I restarted on the 18th of April 2020. So let's get straight into it. We have some sad news at the start. We unfortunately lost the Rainford Scoby a few weeks ago. It was doing fine at the start. It was eating all the pods and stuff in the tank, but it just never ate prepared food, unfortunately, and I think it starved to death, which is pretty sad. But that fish was kind of an impulse buy, and I've learned my lesson on that. It was kind of a suggestion on the spot. I tried to catch it out when I saw it wasn't doing too well, and I just couldn't catch it. Unfortunately, it passed. But since then, I have made 3 new additions to the tank. Recently, I got a few green anemones actually from a local reefer that posted on a local Facebook page, and it was a pretty good deal. So I couldn't really pass it up. It was $65 for I guess 6 different anemones that came on a rock, and I snapped them up pretty quickly, and there was a lot of interest. So I'd been planning on getting some Nims, but I saw that and I just had to. I also got a Xenia coral and some purple star polyps from one of my local fish shops. Got that delivered. You'll see that later on in the video. So yeah, those are the 3 additions that I've made to the tank, and that's pretty much the only 3 things that I've added in the last few months. There hasn't been too many changes, which I guess kind of why the tank's sort of doing, pretty decent, because of the fact that I haven't been changing and adding too much stuff. I guess this is kind of how you want to have a saltwater tank in terms of, adding stuff. You want to take it really slow. And obviously I've only been taking it this slow because of the pandemic and stuff. So I guess it's worked out pretty well. But besides that, for the inhabitants that are already in the tank, I can see that the Zolfrag is doing really well. It's growing. It's starting to grow up onto the rock that it's on. Coralline algae seems to be growing nicely on the rocks and on the back glass. And the fish are doing really well. The pair of gold striped maroon clowns seem to be loving their new anemones. They can't get enough of them. They're probably missing it, the ones from the wild and stuff, so they're loving it. The sailfin, the fairy wrasse, and the bicolor blenny all doing fine. I'm really itching to add more fish, and we'll see how it goes after the lockdown's over and stuff like that in my state. But the next thing that I want to talk about regarding the tank is equipment. I think I've settled on a skimmer. After I think I've been mentioning it for quite a while now on like my Instagram and in some of my YouTube videos that I've been after a skimmer. I originally had a Red Sea Reefer skimmer, and I had a lot of issues with it, but I think I've decided on a Deltec 500i protein skimmer. It just has a lot of the features that I want in a skimmer, and the skimmate that it pulls out seems to be pretty decent from what I've seen after watching a few videos. So I'm going to wait until the lockdown's over in my state before picking one up from one of the fish shops that's about like half an hour, 45 minutes away from my house. Another piece of equipment that I am considering is a refugium light in the Kessel A80 Tuna Flora. At the moment, I'm just using some random light to grow some macroalgae in the tank. That has been growing it actually, but I think having that light will give me a pretty decent advantage in growing a lot of different types of macroalgae in the refugium, which is something that I want to do. So I'm not sure which one I'll get first between the skimmer and the refugium light, but those are 2 things I'm seriously considering picking up after the lockdown. The next thing I'd like to talk about is I'm hoping to rescape my tank. Now, I don't really have an issue with the scape as such, or the style of the scape. It's more the pieces of rock that I have in my tank. A few of the pieces that I picked up from one of my LFS that were I think someone was getting rid of the rocks, and I wanted the old style of live rock, but after a few months I'm not too happy with those, and I think I'm gonna go with some more artificial rocks in the real reef rock. So the brand, obviously, it's called Real Reef Rock. So I think I'm going to go with them, and get a few pieces that I actually like, and I think I'm going to rescape the right side of the tank, and then we'll go from there. So I like this style of my scape. It's open at the back, it's open at the front, and then there's different arches and stuff that the fish can swim through, but it's the piece of rocks that I'm not too keen on, to be honest. So that's pretty much it. The next step for me is just sorting out the equipment. Obviously, because I've taken it so slow with the new additions and stuff, I think that's how I've gotten away with not having a skimmer yet. I do have that little bit of macroalgae in the tank that's been growing, so I guess that's consuming nitrates and stuff like that, but I think I do need a skimmer, because I want to be pulling out a lot more excess nutrients and stuff like that, and then obviously after that we'll look at adding more fish along with the rescape of the tank. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for this update. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribed and liked the video, and if you've got this far, I really do appreciate that as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Check the description if you want to check out my socials on Instagram and Twitter. Always happy to connect and talk with fellow reefers. So yeah, peace, guys. Thanks for watching.